From a struggling comedian to a media mogul worth over $120 million, Jon Stewart isn't just another celebrity. He's the satirical genius who forever changed how America consumes its news. Behind that familiar smirk lies the story of a man who built an empire by simply telling the truth, but funnier. When Stewart took over The Daily Show in 1999, nobody could have predicted he'd become one of the most influential voices in American media. 20+ years later, his name is synonymous with sharp political commentary, with a fortune and lifestyle to match his outsized influence. The Emmy-winning host doesn't flaunt his wealth like most celebrities. Instead, Stewart has crafted a life of purposeful luxury, from his stunning Tribeca penthouse to his 45-acre animal sanctuary in New Jersey. His story isn't about flash, it's about substance with style. What most fans never see is the Jon Stewart who exists off-camera. The dedicated family man, the passionate advocate, the quiet philanthropist who's willing to put his reputation on the line for causes he believes in. Beyond the wisecracks and political jabs lies a man who's mastered the art of meaningful success. So let's pull back the curtain on the real Jon Stewart, the man who makes us laugh while making us think, and who built an extraordinary life by simply being extraordinarily himself. Long before the fame and fortune, Jon Stewart's story began in New York City, where he was born Jonathan Stewart Leibowitz in 1962. Growing up in Lawrenceville, New Jersey, Stewart's early years weren't exactly dripping with luxury. The son of a physics professor and educational consultant, his childhood took a sharp turn when his parents divorced when he was just 11 years old. Those early struggles shaped the kid who'd one day command millions. Stewart wasn't born with a silver spoon. He worked odd jobs through high school, including as a contingency planner for the New Jersey Department of Health. Can you imagine the future media titan pushing paperwork in some government office? That hustle mentality never really left him. College years at William and Mary didn't exactly scream future millionaire either. Stewart bounced between psychology, chemistry, and finally political science, while working various jobs to make ends meet. After graduation in 1984, the future looked anything but certain. He worked as a puppeteer for children with disabilities, a caterer, a soccer coach, and even a bartender at a local New Jersey club, where he'd eventually try his hand at stand-up comedy. Jon Stewart's path to media domination wasn't exactly a straight line to the top. After cutting his teeth in the New York comedy scene during the late 1980s, Stewart caught his first real break as a writer for Caroline's Comedy Hour. But the real turning point? MTV came calling in 1993, offering him a chance to host his own show. The Jon Stewart Show became MTV's second highest rated program, which opened the door to a short-lived syndicated version that honestly flopped spectacularly. Most people would have crawled back to stand-up clubs with their tail between their legs, but not Stewart. He bounced between guest appearances, small movie roles, and even a gig as a guest host on Larry Sanders' show. Then 1999 happened, the year that changed everything. When Craig Kilborn left The Daily Show, Comedy Central took a chance on Stewart, not just as host, but as executive producer. Nobody could have predicted what came next. Under his leadership, this little comedy news show transformed into a cultural phenomenon. Viewership skyrocketed from 400,000 to over 2 million. The budget ballooned, allowing Stewart to build a team of future stars like Stephen Colbert, John Oliver, and Samantha Bee. At his peak, Stewart was pulling in a jaw-dropping $25 to $30 million annually, making him one of the highest-paid personalities in television. But what's your favourite Jon Stewart moment from The Daily Show era? Was it his post-9/11 monologue, his CNN crossfire takedown, or one of his iconic political interviews? When you look at Jon Stewart's trophy shelf, it's practically sagging under the weight of his success. We're talking about a guy who racked up a staggering 22 Emmy Awards during his time at The Daily Show, not to mention the 2 Grammys, 2 Peabodys, and that honorary Oscar from the Academy for his advocacy work. But the hardware doesn't come close to telling the whole story. Stewart didn't just win awards, he completely revolutionized political satire. Before him, late-night comedy mostly poked fun at politicians' appearances or gaffes. Stewart went deeper, dissecting media narratives and political hypocrisy with surgical precision. His influence was so massive that studies actually showed young Americans were getting more of their news from The Daily Show than traditional news sources. Think about that. A comedian became more trusted than network anchors in suits. His interviews became legendary events themselves. Stewart went toe-to-toe with sitting presidents, prime ministers, and some of the world's most influential thinkers. His 2004 appearance on CNN's Crossfire literally killed the show after he called out its hosts for hurting America with partisan theatre. Network executives cancelled the program weeks later, citing Stewart's criticism as a factor. The ripple effects of Stewart's career can't be overstated. He launched the careers of Stephen Colbert, John Oliver, Samantha Bee, Trevor Noah, and dozens of other comedians and writers who continue to shape American comedy and political discourse. Time magazine named him one of the 100 most influential people multiple times, and a 2009 online poll declared him America's most trusted newscaster after Walter Cronkite's death. Unlike some celebs who collect mansions like trading cards, Jon Stewart's property portfolio reflects his practical meets luxury approach to wealth. The crown jewel is definitely his stunning Tribeca penthouse in Manhattan, which he snagged back in 2014 for a cool $17.5 million. This isn't just any fancy apartment. We're talking about a 6,000 square foot masterpiece with breathtaking views of the Hudson River from multiple private terraces. The building itself is packed with amenities that scream, "I've made it." 24-hour doorman, state-of-the-art fitness center, children's playroom, and that all-important private parking in Manhattan. But what's really interesting is how Stewart designed the interior. It's luxurious without being flashy, featuring reclaimed hardwood floors, exposed brick walls, and an industrial chic aesthetic that feels authentic to his personality. But the property that really shows you who Jon Stewart is at heart sits on 45 acres in New Jersey. In 2013, he and his wife, Tracy, purchased this sprawling farm in Middletown, New Jersey, not to build some mega mansion, but to create Hockoxen Farm Foundation, a sanctuary for rescued farm animals. This place cost them around $4 million, but they've poured millions more into converting it into a haven for animals saved from slaughterhouses and factory farms. What makes his real estate move so interesting is how they combine smart investment with personal values. Stewart also reportedly owns a more private beachfront property in Red Bank, New Jersey, a modest by celebrity standards escape valued at around $3.8 million, where he can enjoy family time away from the spotlight. Jon Stewart might be one of the most understated millionaires in show business. While other celebrities roll up in Lamborghinis and rock diamond-encrusted watches, Stewart takes a decidedly more low-key approach to his luxuries. But make no mistake, the man knows quality when he sees it. His car collection tells you everything about his personality. Instead of flashy supercars, Stewart gravitates toward American classics and practical luxury. His garage has reportedly housed a restored 1967 Chevelle SS, a muscle car worth upwards of $100,000 when properly restored, alongside a Tesla Model S that satisfies both his environmental concerns and appreciation for cutting-edge tech. For family outings, there's a customized Range Rover that combines luxury with the practicality needed for his animal sanctuary visits. When it comes to fashion, don't expect designer logos plastered everywhere. Stewart's off-camera wardrobe consists of meticulously tailored suits from high-end but understated designers like Brunello Cucinelli, where basic sweaters start around $1,000. His on-camera wardrobe during The Daily Show years was famously custom-made by the same tailor for over a decade. Quality over quantity. Tech is where Stewart seems most willing to indulge. His home boasts a comprehensive smart system that reportedly cost over $150,000 to install, controlling everything from security to climate to entertainment. His office features a custom-built desk with integrated technology that would make most executives jealous. While some celebrities treat charity like a photo op, Jon Stewart's giving has the same no BS approach as his comedy. His philanthropy isn't about red carpets and giant novelty checks. It's about using his influence, money, and platform to actually get stuff done. His most visible fight has been for 9/11 first responders. When the government dragged its feet on funding healthcare for those heroes, Stewart didn't just write a check. He went to war for them. He's testified before Congress multiple times, once famously shaming lawmakers for their empty seats during a hearing. Your indifference cost these men and women their most valuable commodity, time, he told them in 2019. That testimony went viral and actually moved the needle, helping secure permanent funding for the Victim Compensation Fund. His advocacy wasn't just talk. He's personally contributed millions to related charities over the years. Then there's the farm. What started as a family home became Hockoxen Farm Foundation, where Jon and his wife Tracy have dropped serious cash, reportedly over $4 million, to rescue hundreds of animals from slaughterhouses and abusive situations. This isn't some celebrity vanity project. It's a working sanctuary and education centre teaching compassion for animals. The Stewarts don't just fund it, they get their hands dirty doing actual work there. Behind all the fame and activism, Jon Stewart's personal life is surprisingly normal? Well, as normal as it can be when you're worth 9 figures. At the heart of it is his marriage to Tracy McShane, a former veterinary technician who later became an animal advocate. They met on a blind date set up by a production assistant from his show. Talk about a workplace hookup that actually worked out. After getting hitched in 2000, they've built one of Hollywood's most stable relationships, hitting 25 years together in 2024. The Stewart family expanded with 2 kids, Nathan born in 2004 and Maggie in 2006. Unlike many celebrity children, the Stewart kids have been kept largely out of the spotlight. Jon once joked that his parenting style was constant, crushing disappointment, but all jokes aside, friends say he's an incredibly devoted dad who structured his entire work schedule around being present for his kids. Apparently, even at the height of The Daily Show, he made it home for dinner most nights, a rare feat in the entertainment world. Day to day, Stewart's life revolves around surprisingly simple pleasures. He's a massive sports fan, particularly devoted to the New York Mets. He even named his son after baseball legend Jackie Robinson. During baseball season, you might spot him in the stands looking just as anxious as any other suffering Mets fan, just with better seats. His morning routine starts early, typically 5:30 a.m, with coffee and news reading, a habit he hasn't shaken since his Daily Show days. Friends say he's still obsessively plugged into current events, constantly texting articles and clips to his inner circle. For exercise, Stewart is a dedicated practitioner of jiu-jitsu, training several times a week at a gym in New Jersey, where he's reportedly achieved blue belt status. The most telling aspect of Stewart's personal life might be what he doesn't do. You won't find him club hopping, yacht partying, or doing the typical celebrity circuit. Most evenings find him at home with family, or hanging with a tight-knit group of friends he's had since before fame struck. As one friend put it, Jon's idea of a perfect night is still pizza, beer, and arguing about politics or sports. He just has a nicer couch to do it on now. When you add it all up, the Emmy Awards, the $120 million net worth, the real estate, the influence, Jon Stewart stands as one of the most successful media figures of our time. But what makes his story truly remarkable isn't just the wealth he accumulated. It's how he redefined success on his own terms. Jon Stewart's journey from scrappy comedian to media titan worth $120 million isn't just another rags to riches Hollywood tale. It's the story of a guy who changed television forever while refusing to let fame change him. What makes Stewart different from other celebrities with massive wealth is how he's used his success. The mansions and luxury cars are there, sure, but so is the animal sanctuary, the veteran advocacy, and the willingness to fight for 9/11 first responders when cameras weren't rolling. Today, Stewart continues reinventing himself, popping up where and when you least expect him. Whether he's advocating for a cause, making a surprise TV appearance, or working on his New Jersey farm, he remains one of the most authentic voices in American media. If you've enjoyed this inside look at Jon Stewart's remarkable life and career, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more celebrity profiles that go beyond the superficial. Drop a comment below with which celebrity lifestyle you want us to explore next.